I don't want to set the world on fire.
Please welcome Tom Summery. I'm here, and your white privileges are going to save you tonight, okay, guys?
Desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim.
Any government is to monopolize as much violence as possible in order for it to inflict it on as many citizens as possible.
I've been on this weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules, exactly how they are.
Me. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame.
You're watching the Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show.
Hello and welcome everybody to episode 146 of the Dog and Chicken Show, brought to you by Big Buckin' Empire. I am your host with the most, the always controversial, the non-COPPA friendly Tony fucking G, and your 13-time undisputed Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion. And tonight I am a lonely co-host of the Dog and Chicken Show. It's usually looking a little more chicken heavy, a little more Phil heavy. Just Tony fucking G tonight, but I am not alone. I am joined by the one and only Justin Chris of the Yanked Up Podcast. To my leftish right.
Leftish right, sure. We'll go with it.
You're really quiet.
Hold on, I got you.
Okay.
I got you, dog.
There you go.
Talking.
I don't know how I sound. Usually I've got Phil yelling at me about my volume by now.
No, you're good.
And, of course, how could we can't forget the most beautiful man in the world, voted by GQ 3 years running, the one, the only, Brendan Roy of Dad's fucking worldwide intergalactic planetary.
The devilishly handsome outlaw. No, never mind.
Yes. Yes.
Take some power.
For Dad's Intergalactic, Dad's International, Dad's Worldwide. I'm Brendan. Hey, thanks for having me again tonight. Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely.
Always.
Get into it.
Always.
And hey, listen, you're not alone, Tony. You're never alone. I'm always in your heart.
That's true. I mean, right in the cockles. Right in the cockles. Actually, I am joined downstairs.
Only the lower cockles.
The lower cockles, specifically the back cockles. I am joined tonight by a new guest in my studio, my new Limber Louie. This is my new buddy. This is Louie the second, Louie the first. I lost him years ago. He was blue. This one's red. Thank you, Mom, for my lovely birthday present. She's always thinking of me. And you know what? We're not chickenless completely. We've got chicken kind of baited in the comments. Let's go. Doge is up 5% the same time Dog and Chicken Show goes live. Suspicious? We can only speculate. Did you just call me and Phil fat? I mean, just a little bit. And GQ,
heavy.
Yeah, festively plump.
Hey, listen, I'll take any amount of publication I can get, any media.
Exactly.
I don't care.
All right, let me move Justin down because you won't hide your face on the comments. Can't see Brendan's face, and I don't want anybody to think
he's on the show. Every comment that's popped up, Dad is gone. Every time.
Well, I was say every time I pop up a comment, it looks like he's wearing a mask, and I wouldn't want anybody to think that. You know. Something like that. Yeah. Anyway, all right, folks. So we don't have stars this week. I know anybody watching really gives a shit. It's okay if you really want to tip that bad and make me chug beer, drink a gin shot. You can see the scrolling thing down there says "Buy me a coffee" /Tony G. We'll make a deal if you're really that hard up for it. But Phil will be back probably next week. Chicken and Phil both this week are suffering the problems of the internet kind that I had been suffering for the last year before I got my fiber. Chicken is dealing with an install. Phil's dealing with downed lines and internet problems of his own. So they are pretty scarce. Looks like we got Chicken in the comments. At least we're not masturbating, not tonight. No. We're speculating tonight.
I hear someone coming in.
Phil, is that you? Phil, can you hear us, Phil? Phil, tell your mom to hang up the phone. We're trying to log on.
Mom, the picture was halfway, Mom.
Mom, I only saw a half of Pam Anderson's titty.
That's enough. Never mind.
I'm writing that down. That was fucking funny. That was just gold. That is the high-minded content you get here at the Dog and Chicken Show, folks.
Yep.
Are we? No, we're not. We're a little bit master debating. Actually, Justin was in the backstage area of the room for about 5 minutes with no mic, no camera, just looking at me. So I don't know. I'm just speculating, and that's the theme of the show: speculations. But before we get into all that, fellas, what are you sipping on? Justin, what you got going on?
Typical Bush Light.
You
That is all I
right?
have. My other
You
good
right,
stuff-
sexy bastard.
I know.
Brandon, what you got?
Oh, hello to you. Yay, query. Oh, I mean GQ. So I had a nice little visit from my co-host this weekend, or actually Monday, and he dropped me off some bull spits, and they came out with a new American Pale Ale. I shouldn't say it's new; it's been out for a while. I just haven't had it yet. Old Shark American Pale Ale, not bad, not too shabby. But this one's my go-to for bull spit. Hop Yard, fantastic beer, fantastic.
Boom, loving it.
Yep. Going with
what brewery is that?
That's Bull Spit Brewing out of Lancaster,
Bull Spit.
Massachusetts, and that is the one that my co-host actually works for. So,
oh damn! All right, those of you in the PA area, check it the fuck out.
MA,
that's what I meant. Sorry, I was thinking Yingling, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't live in Pennsylvania. That would be weird.
I know you don't. You live in the little one.
The little Lancaster.
Little one. Yeah, Lancaster. Fucking A. All right, so I'm just having some rye tonight, folks. I got a couple of bottles that are really low. I got some Old Forester rye, and I'm starting off with a Wild Turkey 101 rye. This is really nice stuff. It's pretty cheap, like $30 for this is a full liter, and it's a 101 proof. But if you dump just a splishy teardrop of water, this stuff opens up beautifully for a rye, especially. So now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, fellas, how big are your dicks? No, I'm just kidding. We're just speculating.
When I throw it over my shoulder, never mind.
Let's just say I can plant some corn. I can make some rows.
Good
Just
answer.
have to duck down a little bit.
Good answer. Had to jump through hoops to get my Facebook profile right. Look, you know what? Facebook treats us pretty good here on the Dog and Chicken Show, so I can understand why you had to move over from the YouTube, who does not treat us the greatest. But hey, thanks for letting us be on the platform tonight, YouTube. We'll see how long we last. We got one more from Tantui. Brennan lives in a postage stamp state. Yes, a state so small you could fit it under a postage stamp. Wow. Rude.
I do.
Speaking of rude, fuck. No. This is, I will not have hearsay on the Dog and Chicken Show. This is just rude. Absolutely rude. And I'm just going to speculate.
Do you even have holes? I mean, can you even, really? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, you'd have to speculate on the holes that YouTube had and where they exist. And
YouTube's as smooth as a Ken doll. Come on. It's as pure as it gets. Like,
why'd you go with a Ken doll? Why wasn't it a Barbie?
why you got to be gender specific?
Why? You're the one that started it.
All right, you got a point there. All right, folks, let's speculate about some actual fun shit. Jeez.
I got to speculate.
Off to a great start. YouTube won't even allow erection. Yes, fraudulent boners. We don't like fraudulent.
Oh, they just want
boners.
real ones. They just want real ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Well, Justin's done on that note. Now I'm gonna let Chicken have the discussion on that because I think he's got some ideas and we've got a lot of stories about the tube of you coming down the pike. But that's a night for another show. So without further ado, let's jump into some topics. And I know you guys are hands down the go-to experts on all of these topics. And I'm gonna let you guys have it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll direct.
Listen, I got a conspiracy speculation. I don't know what mystery. I got a mystery. Some guy on Instagram's offering me Colonel E.H. Taylor 2 bottles, barrel proof for $200.
For both bottles.
2 bottles. Offered me one for $120 or 2 for $200.
Barrel proof. Wow.
So the question is it legit? Am I about to be shafted out of $200?
Yes and no. I hope, or it's no and yes.
Or I probably will buy it anyway because I'm such a cheap prick. So, but I mean,
there's that.
I was just like, I thought it was really funny.
It's a 50-50.
Tips for bottle buying on the internet.
One of the two.
Yeah. Tips for buying bottles on the internet, folks. Require the person selling to take a video of them with the bottle, preferably throwing gang signs so you know that they're legit and actually have the damn bottle.
You need a proof of life. You need a newspaper from the day of.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you're holding it hostage. Come on, say that you're okay, bottle. Yeah. I'm okay, bottle. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God.
That's the only way to buy whiskey on the internet.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well,
sorry for the interruption. Let's go into the
no, this is beautiful.
Go to the good stuff.
The best 15 minutes of the show ever.
It's only been 12.
Yeah.
We're doing good. All right, so first story up of the night. This is one that we've covered on the show in the past. Actually, if you go all the way back to episode 67, we covered in depth for about 2 hours straight, and then an hour of us just belligerently drunk, bullshitting the Georgia Guidestones. I promise it's actually a pretty good episode. I went in depth on this thing. Down in Georgia, there is a monument called the Georgia Guidestones. Well, at least there was until about 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
An explosion destroys the mysterious Georgia Doomsday Monument. The Georgia Guidestones attracted thousands of annual visitors and drew the ire of conservatives and conspiracists who deemed them satanic. Now, those of you who don't know, here's the Georgia Guidestones as they sat up until yesterday. I will go into what exactly they are if you're not familiar with it. Do you guys know anything about these?
I just know they're big slabs and someone had fun.
This is so helpful. Yeah, I just heard I saw that video of them getting not the video of the actual explosion, but just one being exploded. So I may or may not have been in Georgia.
It may or may not have blew up a large pile of stones with guided me to salvation, which specifically said Tony needs to eat a dick. Well, that's just your opinion, and I can only speculate that you're kidding, Wes J. Ryan. Whatever.
Yeah, who is that guy anyway?
Yeah, what a dick. So, this is what the monument looked like. Yes, what?
I said he doesn't even have dial-up. I mean, who is that guy?
Oh yeah, is he trying to comment? Justin, did you hear him? What's that, Chicken?
Fax is coming in at this time.
Oh, he's faxing in his response.
Yeah,
oh, I see. I see. You didn't really mean that I need to eat a dick. You meant you yourself need to eat said dick. You got it. Thanks for clarifying, Chicken, via fax. You fax hole. Anywho, running on 64-bit.
Yeah.
All right. Anywho, in the rural town of Elberton, Georgia, 110 miles northeast of Atlanta near the South Carolina border, a mysterious 19-foot granite monument stood for over 40 years, erected in 1980, by the way, attracting thousands of annual visitors and drawing the ire of conservatives and far-right conspiracists who deemed the monument satanic. But early on the morning of Wednesday, July 6th, an explosion partially destroyed the granite slabs known as the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations released footage of the detonating bomb and a silver sedan leaving the field where the 4 granite pillars once stood. The GBI said that the individuals who detonated the bomb had not been identified, and the Guidestones were later fully destroyed as a safety precaution. Now, I do have a couple of videos here that show exactly all of this happening.
Damn.
I don't know why this guy's so mad back in 1996. Wow. Yes, liked and shared. Thank you, Lynn. Without shit or nothing chicken. That's not possible. That is not possible.
Yeah.
So here's this first video is actually, I believe, the sedan, the gray sedan driving away. So yeah, those of you who are familiar with this car, give the GBI a fucking
He's not even on the road.
What, you expected the person that did this to be sober?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know that motherfucker drunk as shit.
Use the fireworks.
Yeah. Just say, yeah, somebody had some leftover.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. You know, he showed up with a box full of fireworks and accidentally dropped a cigarette in the box and ran away.
Man,
like, oh,
I got all these artillery shells and it's July 6th. What am I gonna do with them? I know. I'll go check out that monument. Here's the actual explosion. Now, this thing is huge. I'll get into the... I'm sure this article mentions just how big this bastard used to be. But, yeah, this is the actual explosion.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how big it was. Like, so this was no artillery shell. Like, this had to be a pretty well-crafted homemade pipe bomb of some variation, because that's a pretty damn big boom. Just knowing how big these things are.
Yeah.
And
the monument.
No vehicle in that whole video of the explosion. That's a big.
Well, say like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is kind of set up like right off the road, and you've kind of got to like walk up to it. I believe there's not like, you can't just park right next to the thing. There's no actual road. So you got to kind of park off and then walk up. And this thing's always kind of busy. It's right off the highway in Georgia. It like they said, a bunch of people stopped by to check this thing out. Went up in the 1980s. Tantui 10 man, the left and right have been playing cultural chess with statues for the past few years. Georgia Guidestones basically taking out the left's queen in the game of cultural chess. That is a massive speculation, Tantui 10 man, but you're not wrong on the cultural chess and statues for sure.
So why is this a left-leaning statue?
Oh, we'll get there. Oh, okay. Shit, that's what I did wrong. Pretty amateur. They've got video of vehicle and it only took out 1 stone. I could have done better.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can mark you off the list then. The monument was erected in 1980, commissioned by an unknown benefactor. Each day at noon, the sun beamed through the rock slabs and shone on the current date. Sometimes called America's Stonehenge, the monument laid out 10 instructions for life after the apocalypse, which were carved in 8 different languages. Included in those principles were directions to maintain humanity under 500 million and guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, as well as protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts, avoid petty laws and useless officials, and leave room for nature. Now, again, if you want to go into the specifics of what the guides on the Guidestones were, go back and check out Dog and Chicken Show episode 67. We went in depth on this thing, covered everything that it said. Like it said, it's inscribed in 8 different languages. And the reason that this was erected in Georgia originally was because of the abundance of granite rock in the area. And because this was a specific area where it would be easy for people after an event of some nature that would wipe out a large chunk of the population of Earth. They figured that this would be a very easy place for people to amass, like surviving from a fallout of a big explosion. People would generally find this location, or at least that's what they theorize. So they put this up and they put it in several different languages so that anybody of any nation or any language would be able to find it and abide by the New World Order Guidestone languages and prophecies that this thing told. It's very interesting. It's kind of creepy in a way, but it did, like, Phil said it was a left-leaning monument. Well, that's been the speculation for a long time because we don't actually know who put this thing up. According to the Elbert County Chamber of Commerce website, the project began when a neatly dressed man approached the president of the town's Elbert Granite Finishing Company and asked to buy a monument. The man identified himself as Robert C. Christian, a pseudonym, and said that he represented an out-of-state small group of loyal Americans who believe in God and who wanted to leave a message for future generations. The man then went to the Granite City Bank, where he allegedly told banker Wyatt C. Martin his real name, making Martin the only person who knew the benefactor's true identity. I made an oath to that man, and I can't break that, Wyatt Martin, then 82, told the New York Times in 2013. No one will ever know, and Martin died last year.
That's
so there you can... I know. It is one of the best protected secrets in, well, I guess construction history, if that's something to put in the Guinness book. But here you can see the slabs and the different, well, it's not exactly a testament, but you kind of get the idea. And it wasn't just a map. They kind of had, you can see some holes in there where it would align with the sun as kind of an archaic sundial, but it wasn't the best, because they didn't have, exact architecture down perfect, but it worked in theory. So, like, say the world did have like a big nuclear holocaust, right? And people flocked to this thing because they knew of it, because it's been there for 40 years. And they have all these different languages and all these different rules. And Chick and I speculated on the origins of this quite a bit, and whether or not these people were Satanists, whether they were just loose cannon Christians, whether they were just people with way too much fucking money and didn't know what to do with it. And it's probably a mixture of all of those things. So, like I said, go back to episode 67.
Sound like Jehovah's. You know what I mean?
In the mix as well.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying that like Jehovah's believe like, only so many people go to heaven, right? Like, I mean, like,
right.
Like so yeah. So it just sounds, I don't know, like who. Okay, and first off, I just want to say, America's Stonehenge is in Salem, New Hampshire. Okay, so don't take that away. Okay, sons of bitches, Salem, New Hampshire. Okay, and it's about as uninteresting as this is. Okay, so yeah, don't even take that away from us.
Well, trust me, they can't now because the fucking thing is gone.
Destroyed it.
Yeah. So after this,
I don't understand. Like, they just try to make it tablets like the 10 Commandments, so people will just flock to it and read it. And like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it doesn't sound satanic to me. Some of the stuff that's written on here. I mean, it sounds stupid. But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If
I agree. I didn't think it sounded satanic at all when we were going over this, but it was the way that they worded these 10 ways of life. Now, the control of population, 500 million is not many people, if you want to talk grand scheme. I can understand like putting
right now it's 300, right? 350.
Yeah. Yeah. So going from billions of people to under 1 billion, that's a pretty big drop off. So we're talking a pretty large scale eradication of the human species in this regard. So this, and like you said, with the Satanism idea, I didn't get that vibe at all. It was just the wording that made people freak out about it. Remember, this is 1980, so people freaked out about everything.
If you play it backwards, it's satanic.
Exactly. So the pseudonym Christian, we're assuming that this was very devout Christians, and that's why they picked that pseudonym. Yeah. Now, there was speculation that the man that was anonymous that used a pseudonym represented a bunch of rich people. There's a lot of speculation that that man was actually Ted Turner. Now, I don't know how accurate that speculation or rumor is. It makes a lot of sense. Again, we went pretty in depth on that as well, but he's a very big activist in terms of the planet and has a shitload of money that he never knew what to do with. So it would kind of make sense that he would be involved in a project like this. But the way that they worded all these things made it a lot of the right wing and a lot of the devout Catholics really took this in a very negative way. And there was a lot of pushback on this when this was being erected, when it went up. The guy wrote a book, released a book, and I mean, there's a lot going on here. There's a ton of mystery about this, and over the years, it's kind of been the site of vandalism, attempted sacrifice, just crazy things. Because people want to associate it with crazy shit, so people will believe about anything that you want them to, and people will believe even what you don't want them to. Brendan, Nebraska has car edge. Checkmate.
Nice.
Fact. Spitting facts. What side of the political aisle is more on board with population control, the left or the right? Yeah,
I don't know. They both want to drop bombs on brown people, so I don't know.
You got a point there. Bet they get rebuilt. Whoever pays for it gets public press. Now, that is something we're going to speculate on.
Yeah, but did they destroy it when they knocked it down?
So when it blew up, it took out, from what I could tell, blew it up on George W. Bush B-Day.
Ooh,
so basically, they put this bomb in place in a strategic enough spot that it was pretty much going to fall over at some point, and they didn't want anybody there when that happened. Because let me look up the schematics of this thing. How big are the Georgia guides? Because they're massive. So if they left these to just stand, eventually it was going to fall over. 19 foot 3 inches were each of these slabs. So yeah, weighing a total of 746 pounds. Massive pieces of stone. So it destroyed the base hard enough that they could not just let it sit. So that's where we're going to come into the speculation, because the graffiti has gone on for years. People hearkening to this thing with some religious or political affiliation, even though there really isn't anything official, political, or religious about it. It just got put together by a group of anonymous people with a bunch of money who wanted something in America to guide people in the event of an eradication of the species. So that's all we know for sure. You can read between the lines as much as you want, but it's all still speculative. But the graffiti and the just people loitering and defacing this monument over the last 40 years, it's pretty constant. Like, they regularly had to wash graffiti and, people throwing eggs and shit at it. So eventually something was going to happen like this. Now, this is where the speculation begins. Let's assume that somebody on the far right decided that it's time for this thing to go down. Now, if that happened, and if it's somebody of power or somebody of power orchestrated this, like Chicken was speculating here, bet they get rebuilt. Whoever pays for it gets public press. So wouldn't it make perfect sense to destroy this thing and then have it replaced in your own ideas, maybe change things around a little bit? I agree 100%. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, that's if it's this political, and that, I mean, I got to be honest, I never heard of it until now.
No, that's fair. It's not a well-known monument.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it like more of a Georgia thing, or is it? I mean, how many visitors do they get in a year? I mean, like what? Like,
oh, thousands. What did it say? They said each day at noon, Sunbeam, they would get. God, I thought it said a number here. Thousands of annual visitors. So, I think it's more of a southern thing, or people traveling through the South who are aware of it. Because it's not like you said, this isn't something that's very well known. They garnered attention over the spring when the Georgia gubernatorial candidate Republican Candace Taylor called them satanic and called for their destruction as part of her Executive Order number 10 in a July 6th tweet. Ooh. Taylor wrote that the monument had been destroyed by God. So the stigma has been there ever since these things were drawn up on blueprints. Conservative Christian claims that the stones were satanic and demonic, stem from their apparent pagan underpinnings. There was no mention of God in the inscriptions, but their alt-right criticism is rooted in the monument's alleged role in an unfounded conspiracy of the global elite, since the stones called for a system of global governance in addition to their directions of population control. Now, Here's a great example. Alt-right conspiracist Alex Jones of InfoWars infamy said the monument's destruction made him happy on an animal level, but added that he disagreed with the act because the guidestone served as a physical evidence of the Illuminati.
Nice.
And even better, in an interview with Jones after their destruction, United States Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, an avid conspiracist herself, said the stones represented a plan for population control from the hard left. QAnon conspiracies have also swirled around the guidestones.
I feel like if you want more people to visit them, you bomb it and then rebuild it.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, like, we're not getting enough visitors. We should do this. But it's not like they're charging for people to show up, right? So
right. It's just sitting out in the kind of the middle of a field. Now, this was originally just farmland that had to be purchased from a guy, and he still lived, I think up until he may have passed away recently, but had to sell like half of his property for this to happen, and he just kind of lived on his farm nearby. Brennan just outed himself as not a viewer of the Dog and Chicken Show classics. Wow. Brendan, Georgia Guidestone is the world's biggest ball of twine, tourist trap for people who listen to Alex Jones in 07.
Nice.
And crop cover, a UFO hit the stones. Well, I don't know. Video, I didn't see a UFO in the video. But if we're going to assume
really see a UFO, dun, dun, dun.
That's true. I guess they could come from the ground up. There's nothing that says it has to fly down. He's got a point there. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's a fucking batshit insane person.
Which I agree with constantly. What?
Yeah. No, she is the pinnacle of what the hard left thinks of when they think right-wing nut job. And she's just doing a complete disservice to the entire party. I'm sorry. She is not a good representative. Didn't she just say something the other day? What the hell did she say? She was trying to say some phrase like coup de grace or something and totally fucked it up. Like bad. Really, really bad. I'm going to have to look it up. It was hilarious. Like she just was that oblivious to words and the English language. She's not a good representative, but that's the thing. Like all these alt-right people have kind of just persuaded everybody for all these 4 decades to continue the idea that these originated from satanic cults. I don't think that's the case. I never thought that was the case. I think it's ridiculous, but
yeah, let's be serious. Satanic cults probably don't have that much money.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know who's in said cult. I mean, if Ted Turner's in the thing, yeah, he's probably got a big chunk of change in the 1980s to throw around and do whatever he wants with. But that's the thing. Like
in the 80s, I mean, those chunks of granite must have cost some money, right?
I'm good. Yeah, I'll look up the cost, but it was a fucking crazy number. How much did the Georgia Guidestones cost? It was. You would think it popped right up. The monument stands highest point in Elberton. Yeah, I'll keep looking. But yeah, more about Marjorie Taylor Greene. How crazy is she? What do you guys think? Is she fucking batshit insane or really batshit insane?
Well, I mean, I think her stance on Ukraine is pretty good. But other than that, I really don't know much on her.
There's not much to know other than she's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, like I've heard the crazy stuff she said. I mean, some of it, I don't think is that crazy, but I mean, some of it really is pretty silly. So
it's the delivery.
Well, I mean, she tries to be an attention grabber, right? She's like, she's like AOC,
exactly.
Scale, right? I mean,
I put it in the same.
I don't even know if I call her that far right. I don't know. She just seems like a standard good Republican.
What the fuck is this? Here comes Marjorie Taylor. She's a fucking nutcase. She is a fucking nutcase. She is the anti. Yeah, she is the yin to that yang. 100%.
AOC though is she's just.
God,
I hate to call people this, but she just seems stupid sometimes. Like you're just like, did that just come out of her mouth? Like, I mean, she just said the other day on Twitter that $174,000 a year is it's not enough to raise a family.
Really?
Yeah, how out of touch can you be with like reality? And how can you say that? And like,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure her constituents in New York are living on far less than $174,000 a year.
Oh,
So
dear God, yeah.
we're going into an economic downturn, and AOC wants a raise so she can have a kid.
Well, you got to remember, I said this last week, I think.
Crazy.
She's never stopped being a bartender, working the fucking crowd for tips, and that's all she does. She just tells people what they want to hear, makes a pretty face, says what they want to hear, and gets tipped extra at the end of the night after every fucking drink. So yeah, she's still playing her fucking bartender game. She's just on a different stage now. So I don't take anything she says very seriously ever, because I don't think she's authentic. I think she gave that up almost immediately after taking office. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think she's just batshit insane. I think she actually believes her bullshit. I think she's at least genuine. She's genuinely insane in most regard, but at least she's genuine.
It's not a cover.
No, yeah, exactly. She's not working for tips. She don't care if she gets tipped. She's just fucking crazy. So yeah, it is. It's kind of it's
the one that like is in your face and be like, I don't care if you're bad. I'm telling you the truth. No, I mean, like I don't know. Like, I mean, she just seems like a good Republican to me. And by good, I don't mean really good. She just follows the party line, and she just like, Trump's great, and you all suck.
That was one of the greatest grandma backhanded compliments I've ever heard. Oh, you look so pretty for your age, honey. Like, she's a good Republican. Like, I can just feel the fucking sarcasm coming.
Yeah. I mean, literally the only thing that I've heard her say that I actually agree with is mostly her stance about giving money to Ukraine, but that's about it.
Well,
she probably only disagrees with it is because the Democrats were on board with it. So I don't know.
Well, anybody at this point who agrees that like sending oil to China or giving money to Ukraine right now, while we're facing just an incredible hard time with pricing and inflation in America, I'm sorry, you're just being difficult. Let's get past the political crap and the voting come November 2024 and just admit it. This isn't good, folks. Like, this isn't good. Like, it's okay to admit that. We don't have to do mental gymnastics and pretend, well, this was going to happen no matter what, or, well, Trump would have handled it worse. That's all just hearsay. That's all speculative. And I know that's the theme of the show tonight, but it also doesn't fucking matter, because right now it's pretty hard for people. And yeah, I don't think AOC needs a fucking raise. I'm sorry. I might be alone on that, but I don't think she does. Maybe I'm alone.
Why do you hate women?
Yeah, you caught me.
But I think there's a large portion of society that thinks that Ukraine really needs help, and they think the best way to do that is to send them money we don't have. So I don't, and I mean, obviously I don't agree, but there's a large portion of society that are just bleeding hearts and know only what the media tells them, right? So.
Well, and you can't trust what the media is saying about Ukraine. You can't trust what Ukraine's media is saying about Ukraine. You can't trust what Russia's media is saying about Ukraine, because we don't even know what's happening in Ukraine right now. Nobody, I don't even think people in Ukraine seeing it happen firsthand know what's happening in Ukraine. There are so many people spinning it in so many different ways. This is one of the best examples of biased coverage of a major world event that we're just seeing unfold before our very eyes. And right now in America, it's hardly even a story. A lot of people probably even forgot that this is happening right now, that Russia invaded Ukraine, because things are so fucking bad here. We've got horrible prices and gas and inflation and fucking shootings.
Oh no, it went down 7 cents. Biden helped.
Oh God, give me a fucking break. I saw that. Did you see, what was it? A few days ago they said for the 7th month in a row, or I don't, it was some week. This is the most weeks or something in a row that gas has gone down consecutively. And I'm like, that is just blatant nonsense. That's this episode of South Park where they shit out of their mouth. That's what that is, because that total fucking nonsense. How could anybody in their right mind believe that?
I don't know. I'm just happy to see diesel under $5 fucking. Finally.
What?
Yeah.
Not here, man. Still over $6.
One gas station in a 100-mile radius that's under $5, and it's like 10 miles from me. So that's where I go and fuel up.
No.
My wife did find E85 for under $3. She found an E85 the other day.
Wow.
Under $3.
Wow. That's just like water, though, isn't it? Goes
Pretty much. It's not a great. How dare you, Tony? We all know Ukraine's the most important thing in the world right now. Your comments have me literally shaking right now. I get it. So all right, let's finish up with the Georgia Guidestones. I know you guys aren't super familiar with it. It's a fucking completely random story, and the fact that I covered this like a year and a half ago in depth makes me such an expert. Whatever. No, I can't help but think that this was probably like the conspiracy theorist. Even I'm not a big one, but the conspiracy theorist in me wants to say that this was probably was politically driven. Like this was probably an order handed down from somebody else of power to somebody else that needed some money, and they wanted to see this thing go down because either they do believe in the satanic stigma that's attached to this thing, or they just want it for their own personal gain. And like Chicken was alluding to, that something is going to be built back in its place, because we have to assume that something is going to go up in its place. Like it's not the fucking Twin Towers by any means. We don't need to put skylights up for this fucking thing. It's just a couple of rocks in a field in Georgia. But you got to assume that the importance. Yeah, exactly.
They're going to build back better.
Yeah, we're building back them Georgia peach stones better.
Please be a
just teach you.
Now.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So who do you think would benefit most from this? Like who do you think would take this down the most? The left, the right, the Christians, the satanic cult? Who would do this? Who would do something like this? All of the above?
Pretty much all of the above, and whoever picked out the generic 20-inch rims on that gray sedan they had.
Did it have spinners on it?
I couldn't tell, but they were bright. So they're brand new rims.
Holy Biden, the fuck was that? Yeah, I guess if it came down to it, I gotta assume that this is a right wing or a super crazy Christian that would finally did something to the point. But you got to like something of this size, 19 foot, 227,000 pounds of granite. I don't think this was a fucking shop class project bomb. You got to assume that somebody with the knowledge
knows this person can make a fucking explosion, and that's scary.
That's exactly it. Like I would assume that the person that did this was either recruited to do it or was given the means and the funds to do something like it, and had some protection outside to make sure the coast was clear to do this, because somebody's going to benefit from this. So this, I'm kind of interested. I'm more interested to see if any of the secrets of this come out after the fact, because I'd love to know more of the actual details of the erection of this thing. But I'm really interested to see what the fallout is and what's actually going to go up in its place. I'm really interested here because there's so many possibilities.
Someone said it was George Bush's birthday.
Yeah, this was George.
Al Qaeda.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
Yep.
They finally got us back.
Yep.
You just see George Bush. Oh, God. On my birthday, they took down the big slabs of concrete in Georgia. This aggression will not stand. I'm going to send Liz Cheney after him.
What the video didn't show was someone threw a shoe at it first.
Yeah, he was watching the whole thing unfold with his binoculars backwards. Yeah. All right, so God damn it. I love how anybody that remembers all the fucking memes and the making fun of George W. Bush, like you could just take all that, and Joe Biden is the fucking answer to George Bush. He is the left to right answer to that.
He's still more wait, hold on. George Bush is still more well liked than Joe Biden.
You do have a point there. Oh, we got a comment from Twitch. Dark Sage 9117. What America needs today is a Teddy Roosevelt 2.0 kind of president. I am reading a biography on his life, and he was that right man at the right place at the right time for America. But sadly, no one in the Democrat or Republican parties today seem to be anywhere close to Roosevelt. And I can't exactly disagree, because that was about the manliest of fucking men imaginable. Now, granted, they elaborated a good chunk of his life, but not that much. That guy was a man's man. Like he was a pretty bad fucking dude. I don't think the kangaroo story is real.
But... I mean, he overreached with a bunch of federal power and everything. But other than that, man's man was great.
No, I'm just talking from sheer strength and fucking
yeah, absolutely. No, I'm saying, yeah, I agree. I mean, he was a man's man. He was he probably was the right guy for the job at the time, but like a lot of presidents kind of overstepped his boundaries,
Oh, absolutely.
But,
who in power hasn't done that, Brandon? God, you're going to hold that against the man?
Good old George. He was about the only one, I think.
Good old George, yeah. So
Washington, not Bush. Sorry, Washington.
Right.
Yeah, not Bush. Let me be specific.
I thought we were talking about George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about monument, we're going to talk about Trump here in a second, and no, he's not being added to Mount Rushmore. But talking about monuments, do you guys have either of you been to Mount Rushmore?
No.
Yes.
Neither of you? You have?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. I've been 3 times. Now,
same.
It's been in various stages of my life. I really love going there. It's granted, now the history is a lot more written to be very kind to the people involved. Gutzon Borglum, the guy who made Mount Rushmore, the artist, they say did have some ties to the KKK, but I don't know how founded those are. But how many of you knew that Nicolas Cage was actually right about Mount Rushmore?
What do you mean right? I guess
that it's a massive cover-up conspiracy and has secret chambers and shit.
I believe it. Has to.
You totally believe that?
Movies. I've seen it in the movies. I've seen people hang off the nose.
Do they crawl in through the nose? Because that would be pretty cool.
I really brought Austin Powers into that one.
Yeah.
Or Richie Rich.
Yeah.
Yes.
That fucking
God.
Movie. Jesus, Macaulay Culkin's finest effort. So in Mount Rushmore, well, rather behind Mount Rushmore, if you're not familiar with this, there actually is something called the Hall of Records. This is real. Now, I know I kind of thought this was common knowledge, but apparently it's not. This is a real thing. It is. Actually, pull the damn thing up. Here you go. So, what we're looking at here is the top aerial view of Mount Rushmore, and there you can see
and there's
behind. There, giggity. There is a back door. Wow, my zooming capabilities are shit, guys. Look at that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, on Google, it sucks.
Well, Google's gotten pretty damn bad. Not gonna lie. So here you can see it behind. Well, they say behind Lincoln, but it's kind of between Roosevelt and Lincoln. There is an actual tunnel. Can you actually see that?
Okay, so I actually have it pulled up on maps.
Oh, you got it? Okay, you got a better Google search than me. Pop it up. So what do we got here? Chicken says, I get to fly Brennan to Sodak now. Mount Rushmore, here we come, baby. It actually is a pretty cool spot.
So yes, it is right here.
Family out for that one.
It is. This is the Hall of Records behind Mount Rushmore. This is legit. So originally the idea was this was going to be an accessible thing to the public, about like an 800-foot concrete walkway or stairwell leading up to this. Now, in this Hall of Records, it's like 75 feet deep. and it's very big, very, very tall chamber. They got this done before the guy died. Now, in this Hall of Records, they were going to have kind of some similar to the Georgia Guidestones, big concrete slabs with the text from the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence, the history of Guts and Borglum, the history and the stories of each of the presidents, why they were selected. There was just gonna be a ton of stuff, but this is something that the funding kind of died out on, and it just never got to be seen the entire way through. And some people say it's just housing to fireworks and shit now, but other people kind of speculate that there's some other creepy shit. There's some speculation that there's satanic cults, sacrificing goats and shit. There's some supposed first-hand accounts of that on Reddit. Take that for what it's worth. And I think, unfortunately, this would have been a really cool thing if it would have been saw through. But no, it's just kind of one of the forgotten architecture projects that fell apart because of funding. So the original concept for the Mount Rushmore saw the entire thing. Now you can see at the bottom of George Washington there, you can see a suit. You can see where it kind of breaks off. Originally, this was going to go all the way down to the waist of each 4 men. But during the construction of this, the rock pretty much gave way, and they were lucky to get the heads of all of them put into place. Yeah, it's a really trippy thing to see. Like, because you've never seen this aerial shot, and you've never seen behind, you'd never even know it was there. But yeah, this is a real thing. Hall of Records.
I mean, it's kind of good that they didn't bother with putting the Constitution and Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence. I mean, because they don't really follow the Constitution anymore. So I mean, it's kind of pointless to remind themselves of it. That's just like another reminder of shit they don't do, right?
Let's not write that shit in stone, folks. We'd hate to do that.
We're gonna put what in there? Oh, we don't even like that anyway. I mean, why would we do that? Constitution's garbage.
What is that? I think that is part of the fireworks spectacle.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it is.
That looks like a stairway or something.
It's up here into a little shack.
Yeah.
And then
shaft.
This little mine shaft here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you're a mountain goat, you can get on top of the presidents. I've seen mountain goats on this motherfucker when I was there. It's pretty impressive.
Can you imagine goats like banging on the nose of Washington? I'd set up the camera just to see that.
Hey, Jefferson, check it out.
Jefferson, look at you.
Cloud on my head.
Going to town. Put it in his eye? What is that?
The cameraman. Hello, Big Buckin' Empire.
What's going on?
We are doing quite well, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking, and thanks for joining us.
Talking about pearl necklace.
Trip to Mount Rushmore. That's going.
I can't recommend it enough. I love going out to there. It is just beautiful scenery all the way around, and it is a very cool location. It's really neat. I love going to this place. You got to go at the right time of year. But yeah, this thing's always fucking packed. But actually, if you go back to the monument, look at the size of this shit. But if you look at the monument, you can kind of see it from this aerial shot. You can walk down. There is an actual trail that goes, it's a full mile long, and you can walk around at the bottom of the rock right there. That's the trail. That is literally a trail you can walk. And right there in the middle there, you're just staring straight up at it. It is a very impressive sight. The size of this thing is pretty damn impressive. Look at this. Justin is all on top of the tech savvy shit. Fucking Chicken couldn't do this with his Windows 95 tonight. I'll tell you that much.
He's still delivering the facts of the picture right now.
Yeah. All I see are goats. Like, damn right. 3 of them right on the left side of the screen, baby. Google Earth's kind of cool, but then sometimes it's not. So, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Pretty good depiction of what it is.
Yeah, get out of the way. Jesus.
The people doing Google Earth pictures had to be so fucking annoyed right now. Like,
Look at the shadow right here. This is what this guy is.
Walking around with like a geo cache. Like,
everybody is just like, all right, this dude's like, I'm gonna sit. All
Guy
right.
with a stroller. Yeah, a lot of them. All right. That's actually a pretty good shot.
There it is.
There you go. Very cool. Nice find. It is pretty damn impressive.
Mount Rushmore now, Dad.
I feel like
the eye itself, like it's actually kind of cool. They've got a depiction of the eye in one of the museums. The eye alone is probably 8 to 10 feet tall. Just and wide. It is just massive. And when you're looking at it and you're standing right next to it, you're like, that doesn't even look like an eye. So it's kind of cool to take it in. But yeah, I can't recommend this one enough. If you've never been, definitely check this out if you like history. Now, granted, it's going to be a very PG version of history, but it is a very cool monument to see. So those of you who've been to Mount Rushmore, you probably at least thought about making the trip to Crazy Horse Memorial.
Exactly where you're going.
So this one is just a little ways up the road from Mount Rushmore, and it's a lot more in tune with the actual, theme of the Dakotas. We've got fucking trees are in the way. Exactly. That's how it is when you're there too, man. I tell you what. That is Crazy Horse. Mount Rushmore, the national monument to underboob. From the angle of view. Yeah, exactly. So this is Crazy Horse, and this is something that's probably not going to be completed in our lifetime. The man that started this project, Korzak, he died years and years and years ago, and his family, his kids and his grandkids have kind of overtaken the project. They refuse government funding to complete this thing, so it's taken for fucking ever. I've seen this thing 3 times as well, and it is very impressive.
The last time I was there, this face was not finished yet.
Yeah, the face has come along the most every time I've seen it. Now, if you look at it on the left there, that big chunk of rock on the hard left, that's basically, you can fit Mount Rushmore into his hair. And that's what that unfinished rock kind of behind is. That's essentially his hair. You can fit Mount Rushmore to that. When this thing is done, I'll see if I can find the picture of what it's supposed to look. Okay, yeah, actually, here's a good one. This is actually really
drawing. It's funny because you could see the drawing on the rocks of how.
They have the actual horse head kind of figured out on the rock there. It's really goddamn impressive. This is what the monument will look like. So they have got a very, very large vision in mind with this. Now,
oh my God,
it's going to take fucking years. It's probably going to take another 100 years for this thing to be completed because they refuse government funding to do it, unfortunately, because I'd love to see something like this done. But they want to have hospitals and a university and a medical student building. Like, there is a grand plan in place for that. It's a really cool idea. But that is one of those things that, another one of those, a lot of bloodshed and a lot of politics played part in this, on where it was, on which Indian was chosen. And that's another really cool piece of history. If you get a chance, if you're out in South Dakota, you're checking out Mount Rushmore, you just as well go up the road and check this one out. Justin, see if you can find the Bill Clinton rock in South Dakota. That's another really impressive one. Brendan's
I don't know if I want to see this.
Oh, it's amazing. Smash the like. I know you dicks on Facebook haven't. He's right, and I'm going to do it one more time just because why the hell not? So, yeah, Crazy Horse is a cool fucking experience, too. Anybody in that area, Chicken's living up there, I might just have to. Granted, he's on the east side. This is all on the west side. Rapid City is a cool place to see. All the Dakotas. Gorgeous country out there. But, yeah, definitely learn the history on YouTube or Reddit after you've gone through the museums. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna go into the conspiracy mode with any of that, but history is fun. That's all I'll say. Did you find anything there, Justin?
I haven't found no Bill Clinton rock. I don't even know what it's called.
I'll see if I can find it later on. Bill Clinton represented as a rock is actually appropriate. Yeah, because of Arkansas, right? All right, so let's shift gears a bit. I know we want to talk about this. This is funny to me. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what you believe about specific days in January a couple of years ago. I don't care. I think it's funny. I think it's funny that people still care about this. Former President Donald Trump has been accused of lunging at the steering wheel to take him to the Capitol building on the 6th of January, 2020. Not just that, they said this stuff under oath. Under oath, guys. Yeah. Which means they can't be lying.
Yeah.
Granted, this was secondhand account, not from people who were actually there to witness it. But my friend told me. My friend told me. So, and they never lie to me, winky face. So, under oath don't mean shit if it's a secondhand account, right? But no, it's totally the truth. But even better, Twitter thinks they found the moment. I'm going to play this. I hope we don't get in trouble. Don't know. This is Indy100.com.
Un-American. We were watching the Capitol building get defaced over a lie.
Explosive testimony from
Explosive testimony.
This is ridiculous. The events of the 6th
almost
of January,
as explosive as Georgia,
mob marched on the Capitol to try and overturn the election result. She says Donald Trump was struggling to join them. Hutchinson claims Trump attempted to grab the steering wheel from his Secret Service driver in order to turn towards the crowd. She alleges he continued to encourage his supporters, despite knowing many were armed.
I was in the vicinity of a conversation where I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to.
I can see him saying something exactly like that. Am I wrong?
She looks like she's reading from some like script. Look, her eyes are like always like darting down. Like, was I supposed to say?
I
would
agree with that.
I mean, like, okay, anything. Listen, you could say completely irrational things and say Trump said it, and you'd be like, yeah, I could see him saying that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so you could make up the most ridiculous shit in the world, and you'd be like, hey, there's a possibility.
I agreed 100%. I won the lottery as many times as Trump grabbed the steering wheel. Heard it from Justin, and I'll swear to it under oath. Why? Jesus, take the wheel. Trump's new song. Johnny, take the wheel.
Play it at every campaign event.
It hurt me. Take the effing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here. Let the people in. Take the effing mags away.
Hutchinson alleges Trump failed to act, despite knowing the mob was targeting Vice President Mike Pence.
The rioters.
I don't know. Okay,
targeting with what? What were they targeting him with? Angry words, yelling.
Exactly. Oh no, they made a noose. Damn it! Didn't you see the picture of the noose, Brendan? Don't you remember the noose?
That's ridiculous.
God, I hate this.
I hate this so I love it. It makes me laugh every time. These people are just—it's totally irrational.
Chanted, "Hang Mike Pence." The president of the United States, Donald Trump, said that, quote, "Mike deserves it," and that those rioters were not doing anything wrong.
Responding via his website.
Okay. See, I can believe him saying all that, but you're right. It could all be complete bullshit too, because it's him. And
okay, but okay, wait a second. Mike deserves it. He said,
I
Mike
can see him saying that.
Well, okay, but what does he deserve? Okay, this is completely taken out of context. We don't know.
No, I agree.
We don't know in what context he actually said that. He could have said he deserves a cup of pudding. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, we have no idea.
When you mix and match quotes, which is what they're doing.
It's exactly what they're doing. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's all bullshit. So this is just more hearsay and secondhand accounts of what happened. So that's what we've been doing. That's all the commission really has been. It's just a bunch of people saying, well, this is what I think, or this is what I remember. And I can't be lying. But Twitter thinks that they've found the exact moment that this alleged wheel grab
Twitter. Come on. So it's true.
Twitter.
Gotta be true.
Twitter. Now, I can't play the music because, it's YMCA. I'd hate to get a strike for that. If we're going to get a strike for a song, I don't want it to be YMCA.
The last time us three were together, we got copyrighted.
That's true. Liz Cheney hasn't ruled out running for POTUS. Think about that. Yeah, exactly. Liz Cheney is making herself look very appealing to Democrats.
She's just as much a piece of shit as her dad.
Agreed. And people are still talking about these. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why, Stephen.
Because people legitimately think that this is a smoking gun.
They do.
They think that this is it.
They do. And it's insane. Now, see if you can pinpoint. This is like a 1.5 minute long video. This is the SUV that Trump's in. I can't even tell where he is in the fucking vehicle. Is he in the back?
I just can't get over a guy wearing a mask outside.
I know, by himself.
Sorry. I just can't. Yeah.
So obviously the driver's up here in the front left seat. We know that. We can see their shadow.
Movement
now this guy's standing in the way of this fucking window, so we can't see. And obviously the windows are tinted. You can see a little bit over here of moving. So is this him? Is this Donnie lunging past this middle seat to get to the, kind of have a hard time believing that. But this is supposedly the moments that this happened. Have you seen it yet? It's a smoking gun. Guys, you saw it, right? He clearly attacked the driver.
Someone walked in. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, shit. He's opening the door.
Back it up, lady. Listen, Blondie, you're in the next car.
Okay. Wait, the car's moving. Maybe this is when it happens.
Yep.
Do you see the driver?
They slow down.
There! Did you see it? I saw Donald Trump stab the driver with a knife.
With no mask. That's all I see.
It's clear as day. He shot them with an AR-15 style assault rifle.
Jesus.
Allegedly. There it is.
How is this man
That's
not
the smoking
in jail?
That exactly. How is he not? Look at that. This is as damning a footage as it gets. And now the car's behind another car. But that's the moment, guys.
That was it?
That was it. That was it.
Wow.
It's compelling stuff.
Thank you.
That's going to give me PTSD. I'm never going to recover.
Elon should probably just back the fuck off because clearly Twitter knows what the fuck it's doing. I've never been more proud of internet sleuths in my life.
So
but Russia. But Russia.
So I have a friend who told me that the beat.
Wait, are you willing to go under oath?
Of course.
Okay, put your hand up.
Telling the truth.
Thank you. Continue.
So the driver of the beast is in almost a compartment of his own. And then the president is also in almost a compartment of his own. So for him to actually grab the wheel would actually almost be impossible. So it just, not to mention, like, I don't know. It just sounds ridiculous. Like
what you're saying sounds logical.
Yeah.
But the words that you're using make me think that you're like Alex Jones.
I'm sorry. I didn't say lizard people enough. I'm sorry.
That's true. Did you say physical impossibility?
Physical impossibility and lizard people are real.
Because there's sections of this vehicle, like it's not just an open concept vehicle like most SUVs. Like
that's what I was told.
Right. Like, but that would make sense because this is the president. Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, and it's probably the most heavily armored vehicle in the world, or at least in the United States.
I could buy that vehicle with nothing upgraded for like 10 grand. That was a $70,000 fucking vehicle back in 2002.
Yeah, and then Trump's also not stupid, right? To an extent, like, I mean, he is kind of stupid in some ways, but like if Trump is, I agree.
Yes.
But like if his head of security is like, no, it's not safe for you to go there. We're not going there. You're like, he's going to get like, no, I really want to go there. And you're like, no, it's not safe. You could get shot. Oh, okay.
Well, not only.
He's not, I don't think I just don't think he's that, like, he's had security around him long enough where I think he trusts people to tell him whether or not shit's not safe. Like, I don't think.
You say that his, the people around him would say these things, but would they really go so far, Brendan, to hurt his feelings? To say it's a physical impossibility for this to happen because he's too big of a fat fuck? Ex-Secret Service agent says Trump is too fat to have grabbed the beast's steering wheel. Uprocks.com.
That's awesome.
Ever since former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson gave her explosive testimony to the Jan 6 hearing, all anyone could talk about is a story she told about Trump really wanting to follow his fans to the Capitol. According to Hutchinson, Trump was told in no uncertain terms that he was being taken back to the White House. He allegedly attempted to choke out a Secret Service agent and commandeer the presidential limo, aka the Beast, by grabbing the steering wheel. Insiders
That's how I choke out people. I grab an inanimate object.
Yeah. Insiders spoke with several former Secret Service agents, many of whom questioned Trump's physical wherewithal to actually accomplish the superhero-ish moves Hutchison described. And while they did remain anonymous, they didn't mince words when it came to why they weren't so sure about her testimony, with one agent, in the understatement of the year, claiming Trump is not the most agile human being. Then he took it even further. Trump's not a little guy, right? And the space to actually be able to lunge towards the wheel is not that big. I don't mean to sound disparaging to the former president, but just his girth would prevent him from actually getting to the steering wheel.
Oh, they questioned his girth.
There you have it, folks. Now, I'm sorry, leftists, but check and fucking mate. You can't have it both ways, folks. You say he is an unhealthy, Big Mac devouring fatty fat fuck piece of shit. And now you're wanting to pretend he can pull off Chuck Norris moves in a presidential decked out armored vehicle? Which is it, folks? Is he Liam Neeson or is he fucking Fat Albert? You can't have it both ways.
Listen, I have a special set of skills. That was in between a Reagan. It was in between a Reagan and a Trump. Sorry, I'm really awful with impressions.
I don't know who you are, but I know that you stole from me, stole votes from me, and you're gonna pay. I'm gonna get Georgia to overturn it.
Capitol.
I really want
to. Watchers,
right
I want to go to Capitol, but first we're gonna swing through McDonald's. We're gonna grab a Big Mac, 3 Big Macs. I'm gonna physically, dismantle my driver with Hoist Gracie Jiu-Jitsu because I'm basically Steven Seagal over here. I'm pretty good. I'm tremendous.
The Democrats can have a cheat day, so can Trump.
He
has like 364 cheat days.
That's true. I would say that one day he was looking quite
spot
fit,
on.
eating
Spot on.
Yeah, it was never like physical specimen, just glorious. I think it was that like second day of COVID he had where he couldn't eat.
Dude, like it just her testimony though, it was so garbage. Like if you just listen to it for like 2 seconds, you're like, this woman is not telling the truth.
Like, hang on, Brendan. You were actually listening to the words that she said.
Yeah.
What you got to try it this way. Try it this way.
All right.
Next time, listen to it this way. Listen to it, but don't actually listen to what she's saying.
Okay.
Pretend that she's saying, Trump devil. Yeah.
So you put it that way. I'm sorry.
So, yeah. This is the prime example of leftists not accepting reality and just wanting something to be true. Now, I understand. Trump is a weird fucking guy. He's very belligerent. He's an asshole in a lot of regards. He says a lot of stupid shit. But is this really a case of you believe this happened, or do you just really, really, really want this to be true? Because if you're actually honest with yourself for a second, I think it's probably the latter. You just really, really wish this were true. Now, Chicken said it probably the best the other day when this came to light. I think this is going to have the opposite effect. I think this is just going to reignite some of the people that floundered away from Trump because he didn't show up at the Capitol. Now those people are going to really, really want to believe that he really, really wanted to go there. So, have your salad because you're not having your cake and eating it too.
I'm just wondering what she got for doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering how
she's going to be the next White House correspondent.
Yeah, but she was a Republican aide. Like, was she?
Not now.
I guess she's a Democrat now.
Yeah.
Like, after
easy to party jump.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I don't
see the biggest raise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's not much difference. There's not much difference between the two parties at this point. Let's be serious. But I mean, there's a little
color,
bit, not much.
Red and blue. I mean, it doesn't get more polar opposite than that.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
God, just
like, are you insinuating they all want the same thing, like price gouging Americans via tax and inflation and making themselves rich via shell corporations and owning big pharma or big tobacco or guns? And wait, actually, that sounds pretty.
I would never say anything like that.
No. They all have our best interests in mind, folks. Like, the government is our friend, and we should just do whatever they say.
Don't you get vaccinated?
Liz Cheney is sending fundraiser letters in the mail to Democrats now.
Yeah.
Not even kidding.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. She is like king of the lizard people right now. Her and Pelosi. Seriously. They're just awful.
See, that is a prime example. You're right. Like, both of the parties are the exact same thing. Because if you would have told me in the middle 2000s that, like, the hard left and Liz Cheney'd be all buddy, I wouldn't have believed that for a second.
Well, I mean, I think there's a few people on the right that like don't want me dead for my views, but I think it's few and far between.
Right, they haven't met you yet.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I know the people on the left.
Get there.
There's not very many reasonable people on the left, and I don't know. There's not very many people reasonable on the right. So, yeah,
that's the thing.
There's a few differences, but I mean, for the most part, they're just, they just want to spend government money.
It's about becoming richer than even imaginable or conceivable numbers could begin to be put on paper. She is her father's daughter. She is just as evil.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep. There you have it. So do you guys think Trump did this or not? Like, let's put a flag in this once and for all. Did Trump lunge for the wheel? Yes or no? Justin?
No. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go with the fat project there.
The fat project.
Agreeing with the fat theory. Okay.
Yep.
He's sticking to it. Brandon?
I'm thinking he went superhero, like slimmed himself enough to fit through that little freaking hole, grabbed that wheel, choked out the Secret Service guy, and then they were finally able to pull him back just in time to drive. Yeah, I think it's legit. Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean,
all the proof you need is the hearsay testimony of some aide. So, yeah.
Look at me. This is oath. This is an oath.
Yeah.
This is an oath. My hand is an oath. This is Cassidy Hutchinson. She's under it.
She's
under oath. I couldn't lie. I think if anything, they're downplaying it. Like, he actually murdered the driver with his bare hands.
Yeah.
Did you see the meme of the Terminator arm going through? That's what happened. Through the seat, through the chest. That's what happened. Just like the fucking TX-1000.
Totally.
He didn't even have to go Mr. Fantastic like you were thinking, Brendan. He just melted down like T-1000 style liquid metal and took the form of the driver. and drove himself. Actually,
you think you put your hand through just so you can wave at him while he's dying? You're like, hey, like presidential wave, like, hey,
right?
Like
if I'm a T-1000 and
Yeah.
I murdered somebody with my liquid metal arm, I would at least try to have a sense of humor about it.
yeah,
Give him a little
like
wave.
through, like with a scorpion thing, or like something. It depends on how you feel about the person, I guess.
Yeah. Chicken says he totally ate a cheeseburger. Asked, where are we going? And then
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Is that what bear arms means? Yeah. It's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Jesus. Ugh.
Hitting the
I'm
dad
just tired
joke.
of this
on
whole
this
If I
one.
had a metal arm, it definitely wouldn't be reaching through to grab a fucking steering wheel through some guy's body. I'm going
Hang
all
on.
with this shit.
Wait a minute. For years, all we heard about are how tiny Trump's hands are. How did that motherfucker lunge for a wheel?
Yeah. Well, he did it very
The driver was like, "That's Nichols."
smally.
Yeah. Take my strong hand and take me to the Capitol.
Oh, give me your other hand. This is my strong hand.
It's my strong hand.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He
I hate
lunged for
this
the wheel.
virus.
He was still like 2 feet short.
Yeah. Yeah. Underrated. All right, so yeah, Cassidy Hutchins probably a fucking liar. January 6th is fucking moronic for everybody involved. And he did it with MAGA.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I ran out of beer. I had to go
Yeah.
get some.
All right. So let's get we're hour 20 minutes in. Let's get trippy. Brendan, did you bring the peyote?
Wait, I drank it at the beginning of the show.
Oh shit. All
What?
I got's whiskey. Well,
Why is the
all
rain
right, yes.
talking to me?
Say, do I look like one rabbit or 7 right now?
Yeah, all of them.
All of the rabbits that have ever existed in the multiverse, bitch. All right, so let's get a little sci-fi techie here. What do we got from the Large Hadron Collider? Scientists at CERN observed 3 exotic particles for the first time. Now, those of you, I haven't pulled it up yet. There it is. Okay, the Indian Express. Scientists at CERN say they have observed a new kind of pentaquark and the first ever pair of tetraquarks, adding 3 members to the list of new hadrons found at the LHC. And for those of you only listening on audio, I can only imagine that you think I'm having a stroke right now. The words that are coming out of my mouth. How familiar are you with this thing?
Not at all. But
Not
this
at all.
This feels like Stranger Things, like black magic, like
Okay. Thank you.
Like that's what it sounds like to me, freaking me out here.
Not only what it sounds like, what it fucking looks like. So, folks, I'm not kidding. I've never watched Stranger Things, and The Boys dropped on Amazon. I was stoked for the new season of The Boys, and Chicken's like, fuck that, I'm not watching that yet. I got to watch a new season of Stranger Things. I'm like, God damn it. I've been putting this off for years. So literally the next day, I started watching Stranger Things.
Best show ever.
Yesterday, I finished season 3, so I've blown through this thing.
Yesterday,
I'm just about to
4.
I'm just about to start season 4. I'm
dude,
stoked.
I love season 4 as much as I love season 1. So good. So good.
I'm excited. But yes, season 3, you see the Russian weapon that unlocks the door. That's essentially what this fucking thing is. Like, look at it.
Freaking me out, man.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is the basis for that entire fucking concept. So this is on like the French-Switzerland border, I believe. Scientists working with the Large Hadron Collider have discovered 3 subatomic particles never before seen as they work to unlock the building blocks of the universe. The European Nuclear Research Center, CERN, said on Tuesday. 27-kilometer long, which is 16.8 mile, is the machine that found the Higgs boson particle, which, along with its linked energy field, is thought to be vital to the formation of the universe after the Big Bang 13.7 billion years ago. Now,
this thing is 16 miles long.
Yeah. So yeah, if we're looking at the picture here, this ad out of the way. Yeah, look at this thing. This is legit, like Stranger Things fucking material. Like that's straight out of this. So this massive fucking thing, basically, I'm trying to find the layman's terms description. I thought this website actually had a pretty good way to put it. You're throwing like protons that are smaller than the size of a hair follicle at each other at basically the speed of light. Quarks are elementary particles that usually combine in groups of 2s and 3s to form hadrons, such as protons and neutrons that make up atomic nuclei. More rarely, however, they can also combine into 4 quark and 5 quark particles, or tetraquarks and pentaquarks. That's the stroke again. The more analysis we perform, the more kinds of exotic hadrons we find. We're witnessing a period of discovery similar to the 1950s when a particle zoo of hadrons started being discovered and ultimately led to the quark model of conventional hadrons in the 1960s. And I'm just rambling words at this point. My God. I swear there was a fucking layman's terms version of this. We're going to find it. So, like I said,
this is like crazy, right? They just... How are they not opening an alternate dimension at this point, right? I mean, like,
we're getting there. That's the segue, Brendan. Don't shoot the horse before you ride it.
Sorry. And just so you all know, we are not like he did not tell us the topics for tonight. So
no, I didn't. I made you fuckers come in blind.
Yeah, we were talking about, and that was it. Like I looked up the guide stones. I'm like, wow, big piece of granite. That's all I got.
You're so much better than I did. He's like, hey, you be on the show today? I'm like, sure. I came home and like did nothing.
No, I can't appreciate the fact that you guys were willing to come in blind enough. Like this, you guys are great. You guys are just
that's the best way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like to be surprised.
So here is here's a good. I'm pretty sure this is the one I read earlier. I'm trying to find the God particle explained. Yeah. What this all essentially means. This is what they found. Like the thing, they shut this thing off for about 3 years to kind of, I don't know if it was let it cool down or do upgrades or do maintenance on this fucking massive thing. But this is from space.com. The Higgs boson, the God particle. The existence of the Higgs boson completes a standard model of particle physics. Now, the Higgs boson is the fundamental force-carrying particle of the Higgs field, which is responsible for granting other particles their mass. This field was first proposed by the mid-60s. Particle was finally discovered in 2012 by researchers at the LHC, the collider itself, most powerful particle accelerator in the world, located at the European Particle Physics Lab, CERN, Switzerland. Confirmed the existence of the Higgs field and the mechanism that gives rise to a mass and thus completed the standard model of particle physics, the best description we have of the subatomic world. Now, I know I'm still fucking just spitting goddamn nonsense at this point. And let me put it this way. Here you go. The Higgs boson has a mass of 125 billion electron volts, meaning it's 130 times more massive than a proton. It's also chargeless with a zero spin, a quantum mechanical equivalent to an angular momentum. The Higgs boson is the only elementary particle with no spin. The boson is a force carrier particle that comes into play when particles interact with each other with a boson exchange during its interaction. For example, when 2 electrons interact, they exchange a photon, the force-carrying particle of electromagnetic fields. Because quantum field theory describes the microscopic world and the quantum fields that fill the universe, and the wave mechanics of boson can also be described as a wave in a field. So basically, they are taking materials that should not interact in any regular fucking way, throwing them at each other in speeds unimaginable for results that aren't even calculable. That's how I take this.
Yeah,
so,
it's
fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, I heard of the Higgs boson at one point, but then like they're going even more forward with that. And I mean, like this had to be more amazing. Like when they were like they found like neutrons and like atoms. And,
yeah,
we're like figuring this stuff out. Like it's got to be probably back then they were like, Jesus Christ, they're going to open an alternate dimension too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like, careful, easy. What are you doing?
So. Exactly. So
How many?
That's the thing,
I just want to know how many scientists have been vaporized in the.
Oh yeah, tons,
to
fucking tons.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be because you're taking
I'm so worried
elements
about
and
COVID,
forces
but
of
we ain't worried
nature.
about that.
What's
Yeah.
that?
You're
So worried about COVID, but we're not worried about vaporizing and some weird shit happening to the world. Fuck that.
fuck no. They knew what they signed up for. Come on, they're cool with it. They're going to use it to find dark matter too. That's what I'm going to pull up next. That's what I'll pull up next. But yeah, we're essentially talking about things that aren't really even of this nature that we're forcing to interact, and just we don't know what these things could do. We're playing. That's why they call it the God particle, because if we're talking about the creation of the universe on a scientific level with forces of nature that we don't even understand, and then forcing those forces to interact, the results are basically just a mystery, but we're doing it anyway. So you're right. Yeah, we could be tearing into the space-time continuum and not even fucking know it. But yes, Stephen is right. They're hoping that this will actually lead to the understanding, or at least discovery, or at least minuscule observation of dark matter, which I think is actually pretty fucking fascinating and goddamn terrifying, because dark matter is fucking scary. Our scientists, this is coming from Deseret News, our scientists about to unveil the mysteries of dark matter. Dark matter, making up about 80% of the universe, remains a mystery to scientists. The Hadron Collider could change that. Again, they just turned this thing on. The world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator was fired up Tuesday, the first time since completing 3.5-year pause for upgrades. And scientists say the advancements will lead to a trove of new information and insight about the smallest building blocks of the world around us. And this time, nearly 17-mile circle of superconducting magnets that make up the collider, built 328 feet underground, could help unlock some of the secrets to the elusive material that occupies some 80% of the universe. What is the collider? Another good description of it. Began its third testing run since going into operation in 2008. The device uses a series of very powerful magnets to accelerate beams of particles to very near the speed of light before causing the beams to collide with each other or a stationary target. So they use that to do this. So what we don't know about dark matter is a lot. It's an astounding fact that the vast majority of matter in the universe is actually invisible to us. Astronomers think that dark matter must be present because they see its gravitational fingerprints. Dark matter is the invisible cosmic scaffold that holds together galaxies and galaxy clusters. We just don't know what it is. The identity of dark matter is viewed as one of the most important outstanding questions in modern physics. If dark matter is a new type of particle or particles, that would give us incredible insight into the nature of physics beyond the standard model. But by the virtue of its darkness, dark matter is very hard to detect, and it rarely interacts with the standard model particles, making it challenging to discern its presence in a particle detector. So what do you guys know about dark matter? I'm going to go yell at my kids 1 second.
I think we can all agree the science is settled. They have no freaking clue what it is.
It's to me, it's something that they're gonna find it. They're gonna fucking take it over, and they're gonna try to make a vehicle out of it. Turn a vehicle out of it. Something.
Hey, listen. As long as I finally get my flying skateboard, I don't give a shit.
Oh, fucking calm down. Back to the Future
2. I was promised a flying skateboard. All right.
I know. In what year though? What year was that?
I don't know, 2002 or something. I remember.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
I heard it in the background. Okay, I had my headphones. All I hear is this little faint. Dad.
Yeah.
Yep. Bah, 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 bah.
That's a drink. Sorry.
You know it hasn't been the same since. Wait, did we just declare UFOs real? Scientists admit simulation theory has merit. Trump won after 2016. The fuck he did. Run of Hadron Collider. We are totally not going to die. Holds galaxies in place to spin. Yeah, and that's the thing. So they're hoping, in a nutshell, with this crazy machine that they have, to find out what 80% of the universe, the known universe, is actually what matter is holding it together, making it function. And we're not terrified of the fact that that could completely unravel existence as we know it. That is scary as shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I know I just shit myself.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that they are like, they're like, we see fingerprints of this, but we have no idea what it is. Right? Like,
yeah,
we're gonna try to unravel it at this point. Like, what?
It's the nonchalant attitude of it all. Like, I'm sure they're a lot smarter than they're coming across in these articles, but this reminds me of watching fucking the crocodile hunter go, oh, look at that poisonous motherfucker over there. I'm gonna go put it in my mouth. Like, no, don't do that. No, don't fucking do that.
We know how that ended. So yeah,
that was an accident. That was totally nobody saw that coming.
Yeah,
the hoverboard was in 2015.
The hoverboard.
Yeah, I said, you know, we're studying black matter. I still don't have a fucking skateboard that flies.
It was the hoverboard, and they're supposed to be deprecated in 2015.
Oh, Back to the Future 2, when the actual date was it 2015?
That's what it says.
Are we that far past when Back to the Future 2 fucking? Oh man, I'm old.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like nothing from there happened. I mean, I'm not mad, just disappointed.
The possibility.
No, that's my thing. I want fucking. Forget the hoverboard. Forget the hoverboard. I want my fucking power laces, and I want them yesterday because I'm so goddamn tired. Like, if you ever buy a pair of work boots, all right, and they got those fucking shitty round strings that are fat and they don't tie where the fuck and they always come unstrung. Meanwhile, Marty McFly's in 2015 driving a fucking DeLorean and he gets a brand new pair of Nikes and just hits a button and them bitches slap together like origami.
Self-drying clothes.
Yeah. The fuck.
I get wet every day. I mean, from water. Yeah.
We've heard some of the background in your voices, so we know you're just doing something wrong.
You put lots of things in your
voice. Right.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, what this the cataclysmic events that this could unfold. Yeah. The beauty of it is we wouldn't even know it if it were happening. That's the theorism behind a lot of this that people think about when we're talking about messing with the fabric of space and time and opening portals or playing with dark matter. We wouldn't even know it in some regards unless we're talking about a full scale just evaporation of existence itself. If we were messing with space and time, if they fucked something up, we wouldn't even know it because time and existence would change in an instant, and so too would our memories, at least in theory, such as the Back to the Future franchise would have us believe. So,
if you turn the corner and see one of those flower head motherfuckers with a bunch of teeth, you know, from Stranger Things, I think you could make a safe assumption that some of those sons of
all right.
Like, I think they
I'm mostly talking about messing with history, but if you're talking about opening, like if we're talking about doing the upside down,
yeah.
All right. So
I
if
think
we're talking about
that thing like growls at you or clicks at you, you'd be like, "No, those fucking Switzerland bastards, you motherfuckers."
Fucking Swiss. They put a goddamn 3-headed dog in my backyard. This is
serious. You know it's not just the Swiss. You know that's like a conglomeration of a whole bunch of countries that are just like, yeah, this is a good idea. We should do this.
Well, that's the scary part. Like this is what we're aware of.
Yeah.
This is the cover story that we're given.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on that we don't know? If that is the fucking word salad of things that they're willing to admit,
yep.
I can only imagine what the
fuck you can put that report out. Most people aren't going to understand that shit anyway. Yeah, put that out. Yeah.
I'm able to say the words. I don't know what they mean. Yeah. Like, Jesus.
Quark. That's all I heard was quark. Quark.
Yeah, quark.
Fucking something about a 2.0. I'm like, cool. What happened to one?
Sounds good, man. Keep it going.
So when they turned this machine on originally, what did they say? Early 2000s. a lot of people theorize that this is one of the main reasons that we now experience what is called the Mandela effect, because we have either shifted realities or fragments of another alternate reality have been incorporated into ours, because this is a way of opening portals into alternate dimensions, alternate universes, or just playing with the fabrication of existence and changing slight details, making deja vu happen. But the Mandela effect specifically has garnered a lot of attention because of CERN and the Hadron Collider. Now, those of you unfamiliar with the Mandela effect, the origins of that are a lot of people specifically remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison a long fucking time ago. Does anybody remember that? Nobody remembers that. Because for the longest time, a lot of people thought, yeah, he died in prison. No, he didn't actually die in prison. Actually, he died recently, very much out of prison. But there are communities online that will die on the cross that specifically remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in like the 80s, which turns out that didn't happen. But some people think that that happened for them. Side note from Stephen, MK Ultra was funded to explore different stages of consciousness, astral projection, and to create assassins out of mind-controlled people. 100% accurate. Who knows what the feds are doing nowadays? And yeah, this is scary.
A lot of they like fed a whole bunch of people acid.
Yeah. They experimented with drugs. Like, that's what that boiled down to.
It was so bad. He just like knows people like in ridiculous amounts and be like, I don't know, let's see what happens.
I don't know, yeah, give him some weed and play some stones. I don't know.
Government is the worst. Jesus.
Like, let us experiment with drugs on our own. We don't need government involved.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
People will take ads without fucking, you know, you don't need to just you know.
I don't need Big Brother involved when I'm tripping.
Here's some acid. Take notes. Take a recording. We'll hit you up in the morning.
So the Mandela effect, like this is like could also be called the Elvis effect, right? I mean, like this is the same thing.
How so?
People are still consider that Elvis is alive, right? He hasn't died.
That's
right?
more
like,
so conspiracy theory, because people refuse to believe.
Dead, but
you
Tupac
believe
alive.
Elvis dead. No, this is more so along the lines of people either misremembering a chunk of history or just the best way to describe, well, I guess maybe there's a description here, because from misquoting famous movie lines to recalling entire events that never occurred, the human memory is far from perfect. The Mandela effect is one popular but heavily debated type of false memory. What is it? Mandela effect describes a situation in which a person or a group of people, and I'm talking large-scale groups of people, especially now that we have the internet, people are allowed to share those ideas, and well, what one person believes, then 2 people, then 20 people believe. So it spreads like wildfire. That's a big chunk of it. But Fiona Broome coined the term over a decade ago when she created a website detailing her recollections of former South African President Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. He did not die in prison. After serving 27 years, Mandela served as president of South Africa between 94 and 99 and passed away in 2013. Despite this, Broome seemed to remember international news coverage of Mandela's death from the 80s. She even found others who had almost identical memories of Nelson Mandela's death in the 20th century.
But see, this is my point. Like Elvis died, but it didn't matter that they had a funeral. It didn't matter like that they buried him in the ground. People still convinced that guy in Utah, who's like 250 pounds in a jumpsuit, is probably the real Elvis. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's more a case of like wishful thinking, because that was one of those people were so infatuated.
I just don't see a difference. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, it means people were presented with the facts, but they don't believe it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the Mandela effect is worse, right? Because like the dude was definitely alive. He was on TV. he was like, it's definitely worse, but it's in the same realm,
Right. Yeah. But this is like the opposite of that. Instead of somebody dying, this person's very much alive.
Yeah, very much alive. We saw him a lot. When he came out of prison, there was like a party. Like everyone was stoked. Like how do you not remember this?
Exactly. But there are large chunks of people who specifically think that they remember him dying in prison.
Okay, so who do you think that guy was that came out of prison? Like he was a body double?
The people just don't remember that event happening. They falsely remember him dying in prison instead. So now that they're finding out that that's not accurate, they're fucking blown away because they can't comprehend. Because memories are fucking completely terrible to rely on. Completely unreliable.
Yeah.
Like just think about this. When you wake up after having a very lucid dream for about the next 3 minutes, you're going to be able to remember that very, very vividly. 2 more minutes pass, you're not going to be able to remember shit from that. The mind plays tricks on you constantly. The mind will make up things to make you comprehend it. When you can't understand a situation, the mind will play with reality to help you comprehend that situation. That's how unreliable the mind is. Yet, even though we know that to be fact, people do not believe that actual things in history happened the way that they happened. But the ones that blow me away specifically are times I remember back in my youth. Like I remember like listening to it was one of the Adam Sandler CDs, and we were so convinced that one of the lines went one specific way. Then we put it on like 2 months later. We quoted it all the time a specific way, and then we put it on like 2 months later, and then it was a completely different wording. Like the sentence didn't go the way that we remembered it, and we were just like blown the fuck away by this. Like, wait a minute, that's not how I remember that. And that's the core concept of this. But we've taken that core concept and we've blown it up because now the internet exists, and now people refuse to believe reality because other people will play into false realities, and that's really the genesis of this. But now that we're playing with the Hadron Collider and trying to tear open fucking space and time and expose dark matter, people are wondering.
Which was stupid because we got Biden.
Exactly. People are trying to blame playing with space and time.
Is going right to it. We're going straight to the world of reality of fucking idiocracy. You've ever seen that movie? Oh my God.
It's a great movie, but Phil wouldn't agree, even though Phil's just a fucking hater.
And
but yes,
it's coming true. That's the sad part.
It is true. It's 100% true. Like we've blown past a comprehensible understanding, and we have just basically American Idol is more important than American politics. That's just the way it is.
Electrolytes, man. It's going to work.
It's all about electrolytes.
Everything has electrolytes.
It's what plants crave.
Water does. Fucking Gatorade does. Everything that you go to the store has electrolytes.
It's what plants crave.
Yeah, that's the only thing we haven't changed yet.
So the Mandela effect and the connection to the Hadron Collider, like I don't know that I believe this shit, but let's say for a minute that a bunch of scientists in Switzerland and France fucked up space, time, and history. Let's just entertain that idea for a second. Stephen, who knows what the feds are doing? No, the feds don't know what the fuck they're doing these days. They just don't. So let's just assume, let's just pretend that a bunch of scientists built a big fucking machine and it tore an entire hole. You guys hearing that echo? Is that just me?
Nope. Yep.
Okay. Must be. Oh, great. There's a fucking ghost. There's a fucking ghost in here. The fucking Hadron Collider. God damn it. Anyway, so we built this giant machine, and a bunch of scientists are jerking off onto the machine, and they fucked up, and they screwed up history. So now history is changing, but only for parts of the population. Night Fellas, great show. Great job, Tony G. Thanks, Brennan, Roy, and Justin. Had a great time. Sub you, fucks. Exactly. Subscribe, please. There's a little bit left before you fucking bail on us, but that's fine, chicken. Good night. So let's pretend. Let's pretend. I have a Mandela effect quiz, and I haven't done this one.
Whoa.
I popped it up, and we're gonna play through this just for funsies and see. Because these are actually kind of fun to do. I've done a lot of these. These are actually kind of fun. Some of them really fucked me up. Like the first time I came to find what the Mandela effect was. Didn't know what it was.
Glad you finished that sentence.
God, I'm glad I got whiskey. All right, so God damn it. Before we get into this, I'm so glad I can drink again because for a month I couldn't fucking drink. I was taking this goddamn medication for about a month. Here's the thing. I was given this fucking pill by a doctor about
it was blue.
A week before Brendan came to Nebraska.
Oh shit.
And the guidelines were, well, you can have like a beer with dinner, but you can't really drink when you're taking this. And I'm like, fuck. So I took it.
Do you know who Tony?
I put it on the shelf. I put it on the shelf, and I went, yeah, I got a lot of drinking to do this week. Oh shit! The next weekend I got to drink a bunch of beer for this Andre. I'll take it in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So it sat there.
So glad
it sat there for
fucking straightened out.
So yeah, it sat there for about 3 weeks. Then I started taking it. I finally just got done taking this fucking thing. And it's so nice. But exactly the time I get done, I started taking it the wrong fucking month. Because about the time I get done taking it, that's when I'm off for a week. Then Phil was off. Then Chicken was like, we have not had a consistent show since. And I'm not able to get like a good buzz on. But at least you guys are here with me tonight.
Hey.
Talking about your weird garbled nonsense that I had in a fever dream.
Templeton Rye for you.
4-year or 6-year? Which kind?
4-year. I'm still finishing up all the liquor from the bachelor party.
That's fair. Nice. I'll dip into the 6 in honor of that. All right, so the first time I came into contact with the Mandela effect, I didn't even know what it was. Do you remember the children's book about the family of bears?
The 3 little.
Everybody remembers this.
Yeah.
The family of them. Not the 3 little bears, but the family. The mama, the papa, the brother, the sister that lived in the fucking tree.
Yeah.
What's their name?
I just read one too. Mama, papa, brother, sister.
Yep. What's their last name?
Bernstein.
Spell it.
B-E-R-R-S-T-I-N.
Yeah.
What were the last few letters?
S-T-I-E-I-N.
I'll go with that.
Bernstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Berenstein.
Berenstein. Like B-E-A-R. Yeah.
Right. Like that couldn't possibly be wrong, right?
I don't know.
Because when I realized it was the Bernstein Bears, I was fucking floored. I had every goddamn one of these fucking books as a kid.
It's Berenstain. Berenstain.
Berenstain.
How do you say it though? Like, what's the pronunciation?
Bernstein. Whatever. It's a fucking A. It's not an E.
I feel like I've been lied to my entire life right now.
This fucking floored me the first time I came to this realization. I didn't even know. Like, I picked up one of the books for the first time in decades.
Berenstain. Berenstain.
Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot I was still broadcasting.
Berenstain.
So the first time I found this, I was just floored. And I'm like, surely this has got to be a mistake, or I've got a screw up from the printing press. And that's when I stumbled across the Mandela effect. So we misremember a lot of things. Here's a quiz. Let's play it and see how well we do. I haven't done this one specifically. So this could go really badly or be really fucking stupid. but let's find out together, guys.
Do it.
Ooh, it's all pink and shit.
Mm.
All right, well, gee, we're gonna just
come on.
fucking we're gonna shoot the horse before we get riding. Where did Nelson Mandela die? Well, we know it wasn't in prison, so we'll just get
I'm
past
going
this
with the internet. It was in prison.
How did you know it wasn't in prison?
Because we talked about it for
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on. What's number 2? Which one is correct? Kellogg's Fruit Loops or Fruit Loops?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with the 2 O's.
Double O.
Yeah, but
Justin?
I don't.
Motherfucker! It's the UI.
UI, yeah, probably is.
It's UI.
Oh, so you have the deciding.
I love Fruit Loops. I really do. I never paid that much attention to
off-brand, so I have no idea.
I haven't eaten that shit for 30 years. Like I can't even tell. Look at it when I walk by.
My false memory is telling me it's B, so I'm thinking it's A, but we're gonna go with the double. We're gonna go with the double O. I think it's wrong though. Fuck, it is. It's actual fruit. Damn it.
I have 8 children, bud.
I just looked it up in Google, and it's with 2 O's.
See, that's what I picked, and it says it's wrong.
I'm telling you, I literally just looked it up.
Weak
sauce.
Ooh.
B.
Coca-Cola?
Yeah,
Coca-Cola with a hyphen.
I was gonna go with B.
It's with the hyphen.
You think it's with a hyphen?
It's the hyphen, dude. Don't fucking judge
I don't think
me.
it is the hyphen.
Jack and Cokes, come on now.
All right, I'll give you B, but I don't think it is. I think there's no hyphen. No hyphen.
Shut up.
No hyphen.
I'm
No
looking
hyphen.
this up. Listen, I'm looking this up because Fruit Loops is wrong.
It's trippy. This is what I'm talking about, guys. The fucking particle collider fucked our reality up.
Listen, Google it, and tell me it's wrong.
Okay, when would Google lie?
I got you, God.
We're gonna look this up.
Yeah, hyphen.
Which is right?
With the hyphen.
Fruit or fruit?
You just look up Coca-Cola.
See, the first thing that pops up is fruit with 2 O's. I agree. That's what we agreed on.
This quiz is bullshit.
The instructions wrong?
Could that be it?
Yeah.
I guess we're really fucked up right now.
Could that be it?
2 right, and they said we got 2 wrong.
It's the effect.
I think they're wrong.
That's called the whiskey effect.
Or maybe this is
when you don't read instructions.
Ooh, you might be on this. Well, let's see what happens on this next one. Oh, I know the answer to this.
No, I honestly have
in the city.
Haven't watched one episode. I have no idea.
I have seen probably 3, just because when we would get the channel for free and I was a youth, I would watch anything on Skinamax, HBO, or Showtime just because the channel was coming in clearly. So
I would say you're having sex in the city, not and the city.
Sex and the city.
Yeah.
You guys want in?
It's A.
You want to go sex in the city?
No, I said B. He said A. So you have to be the deciding.
Dad gets to pick this one because.
Yeah, let Dad pick it because I know the answer.
I don't know. That would be my guess. B would be my guess.
It's A. It's A. I know that one's right. A is, which sounds completely ridiculous because I remember for years it being sex. This is one I specifically remember being sex in the city, but it is sex and the city.
Yep.
Here is one that's going to fuck you up. Looney Tunes or Looney Tunes?
2 O's.
Yep.
You guys want B?
With me. Yeah.
Nope.
Nuh-uh.
Shut up.
Let's double check. Google what you got.
Now it says tunes. Damn it.
Looney Tunes. Now, if you remember, when they would also call it merry melodies. Melodies also being another word for tunes, as in T-U-N-E-S. Yep. This one fucked me up because you would think cartoon. Tunes as in cartoon.
Right. But we're not fucking 2000s. We're in the that was like a fucking 80s right there, 90s, early 90s.
No, this one straight fucked me up too because I remembered it being tunes. Nope, it's tunes, music. Oh, this one's fucked up too. Which one is the delicious chocolate crisp wafer? Kit Kat or Kit Dash Cat?
Kit Dash Cat.
I'm gonna go without the dash.
It's actually without the dash.
Shut up.
But I'm with you. I remember there being a fucking dash. I do. I remember it. I thought I did. But nope, it's just Kit Kat. No dash. 7. Oh, see, this isn't fair. This is not fair. Because Nebraska just got Chick-fil-A maybe 5 years ago.
Okay, so it's the top one. It's Chick without a K. Is this Chipotle?
Yeah, honestly, this is one of those things that I have no idea because I don't go to the restaurant. So I would say it's the first one.
Even though I know the right one now.
Yeah, I would say CHIC filet.
I gotta agree. No K. Fuck, there is a K. Son of a bitch! I just saw the sauce in the fucking supermarket.
But that's your mind shortening things, thinking this is better for me. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. That K is just too much.
Yeah.
And on a side note, Chick-fil-A puts their fucking restaurants in NFL stadiums.
They do?
When are most NFL games played?
Sunday.
When is Chick-fil-A closed?
Sunday.
Yeah. What the fuck is that about? Number 8. When was Mother Teresa what?
Canonized? What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm gonna go 2016.
I'll go 90. Fuck it.
Okay, I'll go 16. Great, we got that one right.
Boom.
How many states are in the U.S.?
According to Obama, it is 57.
Okay, folks, if this is wrong,
Biden, it's 10.
I'm literally going to lose my shit on air if this is fucking wrong. It's obviously 52. It's 50. Jesus. Okay, good God. There are people that believe it's 52.
Yeah.
Number 10. How do you spell this footwear brand? Skechers or Skechers with a T?
I don't know. T, I guess.
I think it's without.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dead fucking tick. Sorry. Found a tick on my dog.
It's good. Better to be dead.
Okay, good choice. Good choice. Justin agrees with me. Okay, we got it right.
Sorry, I'll take care of a tick. Is it tick with a K or tick with a C?
All right, I'm gonna find another famous one here, just because I'm curious. This one's always baffled me. The Monopoly Man. Do you know what his name is?
Oh man, no. I no.
It's a Trivial Pursuit question. If you ever play Genesis 4, FYI.
That's one of those games that you know the comedian. Oh shit, what was his name? His brother stole all his money.
Oh, Dane Cook.
Dane Cook, yeah. He in his first CD, it was I'm aging myself CD.
Dude, you're not telling me.
His first CD. Yeah, his first CD where they were talking about Monopoly. There's only one way for that to end, and that's someone flipping the board over and yelling,
"Yep,
Anna's a cheating whore."
Yep, Anna is a cheating whore.
He's a cheating whore. I know you didn't have that money before. So to me, that game is it's totally true. I hated that game. My brother always wanted to play, and it ended after an hour because I just was like, I don't want to play anymore. You're killing me, and I suck at this. Like I just don't want to play anymore. So
true story.
Yeah.
True story. My almost 7-year-old, he'll be 7 in September. My oldest, still 6, goes out to my mom's, who's, my birth grandma. She's old. This woman has been playing Monopoly for a long fucking time. She breaks that out. She's watching him one day. Just has him. The other kids are at daycare. Just one-on-one with grandma day. And she breaks out the fucking Monopoly game. This woman could probably give you the basic price of rent of 90% of the properties just off the top of her head.
That's crazy.
Shit you not. What's Baltic? Oh, it's this. Oh, okay. Holy shit. And she's usually right. Breaks it out. My son's, he's probably seen the game. Breaks it out. They play about 3/4 of a game. And I can only imagine that she's like letting him win and shit. Because of course she would be. So the next day or two, he's like, no, I really want to play that again. I really want to play that again. I'm like, buddy, that takes a really long time. It's like, this is an hours long game. I don't know that we No, I really want to. Finally, I caved.
Okay, fine. I'm kicking your ass. Let's go.
Yeah, that was my thinking. I fucking get it out. Get it all set up. And I'm using bullshit tactics on this kid. Like I'm going for blood. Like I'm buying hotels, selling hotels as he's going around the fucking Oh yeah, I'm going for Park Place and Boardwalk. Like I'm going for blood. Like fuck this kid. No, he ain't gonna kick my ass. I fucking lost Monopoly to my 6-year-old within 2 hours.
Oh my God.
This motherfucker crushed me in less than 2 hours. His second time ever playing the game. I was floored.
So Nana taught strategy. That's what she did. She was like, she wasn't. Yeah, she's like, this is how you're going to crush your father.
By the way, your dad.
And ironically, we were playing with a Star Wars version, and this motherfucker learned from Emperor Palpatine, and he's Darth Vader, kicking my Luke Skywalker ass and fucking A New Hope all over the board. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I'm just like, holy God, I just got my ass kicked by a 6-year-old at Monopoly.
This was Tony after 2 hours. Fuck this game.
I was so close, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I might have a prodigy on my hand. I don't want to discourage this. Like, there's probably money to be made. I better just let him kick my ass. I don't know.
I don't think you can make real money playing Monopoly, but
hey, Forrest Gump made money playing table tennis. So, and he invested in Apple. So, what's the name of the Monopoly man?
I have no idea. Not a clue.
His name is Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Yeah, I would do no guess for that. I would have never known.
Nope.
I only know that because of Trivial Pursuit. But can you describe him to me? What does he look like?
He's bald, short, fat, with fucking
a monocle.
Yeah, a monocle on one eye, and he's got a mustache. That's it.
Doesn't he have a top hat?
Oh yeah, the top hat. But he's still bald.
Motherfucker, the Mandela effect is real. Thank you. You guys just fucking proved that the Hadron Collider has completely fucked with the space-time, fucking everything. Because no, he does not have a monocle.
Ooh. He's got a top hat, though. I was right about that.
He does have a top hat.
Hey, what's that?
You're thinking of Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
But yes, there are droves of people that think the Monopoly man had a monocle. Never did. Never did. But I like that I'm able to manipulate your memories. So you guys remember about that time we had a 3-way?
Wait, so that didn't happen?
No, it happened 3 times.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was just I was just hoping you guys would fill in the details. I'm writing a graphic novel.
That we didn't remember, or
well, I didn't know if they kicked in or not before I took my
I'm so
pants off.
confused. My uncle and dad are talking about a three-way. What the fuck
not
just happened? What? No,
You know-
easy,
you
easy.
know.
Oh,
You know.
You got to save this for the post show.
That's right. Look, I never set that up. Shit. All right. Let me set that up. God damn it. I knew I was forgetting something. All right. Here, let's go through the fucking outros while I set that up real quick. Justin, drivel on because I gotta do this. Like make it good.
You say drool.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
drool.
Yes, Yank. You can find me over at the Yanked Up Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, all that fun stuff. We got some other stuff coming up. We got to come back into the gaming. We're doing a server for GTA, so I'm working on that and working on a bunch of other retarded stuff. But yes, go like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff for us. So, and we have stars.
You can also find him at Linktree/BigBuckin, right?
Yes, you can. Under Yanked Up Podcast. I don't know if it's the YouTube or the Facebook, but it's one of them.
I think it's all of them. Hey, funny thing about that Linktree/BigBuckin thing. I'm pretty sure I've listed some. Oh, you know who else is there? This motherfucker. I've listed this guy because this guy is a great fucking guy. This guy has come a long way from the fucking East Coast to come to Nebraska of all places. This beautiful man voted 3 years straight by GQ. Brennan Roy at Dad's Worldwide.
It's my dad.
Hey, thank you, son. Now shut it so I can talk. Hey, thanks again for having me tonight. Always a pleasure to be on Big Buckin. And thanks for posting me on Linktree, man. You guys
absolutely. We got to get your man. I'll be honest. I've been so fucking far behind on my podcast. I just finally today started getting to listen to your new episode with that other dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
Thank you.
So good.
I was gonna mention
so
those.
good.
I was gonna mention those. The last 2 episodes, I had a great time. And as I told Chicken, sometimes because you have a great time, it doesn't mean it's a good episode. So I was glad to hear that. I was actually a lot of people have been telling me that they're great, and so I'm happy. I'm happy that I enjoyed myself and it was a great episode. So we talk about a lot.
That's what it's about.
We talk about
when you enjoy yourself and you can hear it in the inflection of your voice that you're enjoying yourself. That makes a big difference, and you can hear it tenfold. You guys fucking crushed it, and drop him as well because he's fucking awesome too.
Yeah,
what's his link?
It's Will, and it's Trill spell Wit Will, and he's on Anchor, Spotify, Apple. I don't know if he's on Spotify. I got to check that. Last time I checked, he wasn't, but I think it's on his site now. But he's definitely on Apple. But hit him up on Instagram and give him a follow. He's a good dude. He loves to talk about. I mean, like if you disagree with him, throw it up there, man. He loves to talk about it. So that's one thing he's really cool with. So yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the back and forth has been fucking fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to hear part 2. No, great stuff. Dad's Worldwide is fucking amazing, and if you hate everything that this guy said, send him hate mail at what's hate mail?
Hate mail at dadsw.com. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Actually, I implore everybody to do hate mail at dadsww.com because then it won't just be me. Sending love.
Trust me, it's not just you. It's not just you. I get a lot. I
jump into the fucking mosh pit and it's just me, and I'm just moshing with myself and all my various.
You still haven't done erotica yet.
Oh my god, we've got to do that.
Yeah.
We've got to figure out the perfect way to do it.
I know. We got to talk.
Can we get Jim back to fucking listen to the erotica?
Maybe. I'll send it to him. Maybe we can convince him. He gets it.
Fair enough.
He gets it, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. Yeah.
So, real quick, the update. My phone just went off and it said, Chicken mentioned me in a comment, which was over an hour ago. So, I don't know. Something's. Hold on.
Oh, Chicken!
Again.
Oh, shit. He's almost to 1997.
Yeah. He's just getting the beginning of the show right now.
I think, is that Phil?
Oh, maybe it's Phil's in the background. I don't know.
No, I think Phil tapped out at 1994. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Phil tapped out before 30 minutes, so he definitely used his monthly allotment.
I mean,
yeah, his monthly allotment was done 30 minutes into the show. There's no way he stuck it out till the end.
Nice.
He only had one AOL disc.
You gotta get one of those AOL discs from the local gas station.
I really find that soundbite where it's like the AOL connecting, and then all of a sudden at the end it just says "You got mail." I was so trying to find that button, and I could not find it.
Oh God, this was fun. This was so much fun. I'm so glad you guys came on to humor my fucking crazy goddamn nonsense and had no forewarning what you were getting yourselves into. Just my fever dream of topics tonight. I appreciate it.
That's great.
Brendan, Justin, I thank you guys for coming on. We covered a bunch of just complete and utter fucking nonsense. And if you want to jump in and talk to us a little bit more, we'll do a post show here for a little bit. We'll see what's up. Here's the actual link for the post show. But typically, you know what the easiest way to do this? And find any of the big Buck and Empire shows.
Tony,
everything.
I know the answer.
You do?
Yeah, I think.
Hit it.
I think go to Linktree.
Yeah. That's it. Oh my God, it's just that fucking easy. You would think that people would comprehend. Oh my God. There it is, scrolling on the bottom of the fucking screen. Look at that. Look at that. There it goes. There it is. Right there. Still. Anyway, here's the link, folks. If you need the actual physical link, or just Linktree/Big Buck and click on the post show link. There it is. Folks.
Yeah, Linktree is so much easier to figure it out because I see a bunch of weird numbers and letters. Okay, one number, but
and yet people want the weird link. Whatever. But folks, this was episode 146. A lot of crazy shit. I think next week Phil and Chicken will be back. I'll probably be whacking my pet off in the distance. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, join the post show if you want. We'll see you there. If not, we will see you next week, where I assume it'll be Thursday, but Jesus, don't fucking quote me. I'm not under oath, and this isn't January 6th. I love you all very much for watching. Thank you. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow.